All right, it is time to do CSS Battle. We have sunglasses. What should we do with those? Um, it looks like, there are a couple of approaches. We could have, we could have, so the middle parts could be gradients, there could be borders, could be one linear gradient. Goes from not white to blue to not white to blue to not white. It probably starts and ends with blue. It's a lot of stops. And then a radial gradient from blue to white to transparent, and you force that one to repeat. This one, if you wanted to repeat it, because it's inconsistent, it would need to somehow get mirrored. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and start writing. I don't know why I did a body selector. I'm just going to do the HTML. I'm going to say background. I don't think this is the best way to do it, but I need to do something. The tonic gradient is going to be on top, but I'm going to start with linear gradient. So linear gradient is going to be blue, white, white, white. And then I'm going to get the blue color, blue, blue, blue. So there's basically what it looks like. The first stop is going to be at 80 pixels, 70. The next one is going to be at 0 and 100. And then 0, 120. And then 0, 180. 0, 200. 0, what I do, 220. And then 0. Okay, not quite right, but getting kind of close. Yeah, the bottom one's wrong. 230. There, that's right. So there's that. That's already too many characters. Someone will probably solve this in less characters. Now, on top of that, we're going to have a yeah. Wondering. Problem is, if I margin it in, then these circles are going to be not in the margin. Let's play with that in a minute. Not conic. Radial gradient. Gradient. It's going to be blue, then white, then transparent. It's going to be 1Q. It's going to be 130 pixels. 0, 150. It's too big, so let's go 110, and then 140. I don't know. Then we're going to push it sideways, so at, let's say 70 pixels. Not at, 70 pixels. 170, 80, 90. That's not what I want. 200. So 2300 is not the same. So there's a match, I think. Yeah, there's a match. Um, but that is not a good solution. So let's try something else. What is something else? What if we were to get rid of all this, still have the circles? We could put this on the body, and then on the HTML, we could do border 20 pixels, solid, this color, margin 100, so 40, no, it's 30, I think. It's too much margin. 80, margin minus 80. Hmm. Oh, no. Why can't I see my body anymore? It's there. I'm just, okay. Okay. So that should have worked. Minus 80. So I still can't see it. Minus 120. Oh, is, my background's confusing. That doesn't help. Let's say red. So without a background on the HTML, that one doesn't render at all? That's weird. That's so strange. Okay, so obviously red's not the right choice for that. But I can put that on it. And then I still have to fill in the middle. Can't do box shadow. Inset. I could 0, 100, 80, 120, 40, and then this needs to be pulled down more. It's not right yet. That's okay. Making that a paragraph tag, changing, excuse me, the body to have a border again. All right, I've broken something. That's what I've broken. Okay. Margin 0. Let's put this back where it was. And that. That shouldn't be doing anything. Okay, it's not. Uh, margin 70. Okay. Then margin 20. And then paragraph. But the paragraph needs to not have the border. Let's deal with that in a minute. Ah, border 0. And then I'm going to put an outline on it so I can see it. Okay. Doesn't have any height. Gonna say 100%, probably not. Nope. Height needs to be 300. And then margin minus 150, minus 140, 50. Maybe it's just minus 150. At this point, I don't even know if that's more or less characters than the first solution. First solution was 245. This is 299. I didn't minify that one. So we need to play some games. We'd have to say ampersand body. See, it's not just when you're typing background. Body makes it happen too. Ampersand body and move border into that. And then we can say we can get rid of border 0 here. I'm not sure that's actually saving any characters. I think it may be the same. Um, I don't know. I'm going to minify, submit. That's 199. And yes, there's some code golfing still to be done here. I'll go back to my solutions. I'm going to pick the first one here, load it, minify. It's slightly longer. So 2 really bad solutions so far. Oh, well, outline doesn't need to be there. It's still not a great solution. Unit replace will help a touch. Can I get away with 32Q? White background, blue. That's going to be that number, I think. Did that work? Yes, I think it did. How about that? That worked also, which makes me question, is that even needed? Yes, it is. Since the background is blue, without, nope, there's no joy there. 32. Will this number work here also? Let's see. I definitely see an edge there sliding through because there's an alpha in that value. Nope. Um, margin 70, margin 20, margin 150, height 300. What is 110 pixels? 116Q. Probably not. Nope. 110 pixels. Still doesn't look very good, does it? Backend likes it. I don't know. That's going to be it for now. If I come up with anything clever, I'll follow up somehow. 176. Not great. Thanks for watching. See you next time. All right. This is another one of those addendum as part of the main video. I'm going to prettify this. So, we already have a border here. I'm isolating that and applying it just to the HTML and body, which works. But what if we didn't do that? Let's see. I have a better score. I have some idea what's going to happen. So I'm going to get rid of that, the gradient on the paragraph. Now the paragraph tag is just covering everything with this alpha kind of color. That alpha kind of color is not going to work going forward. So let's replace it with the real color. Now we have nothing. Nothing's less than ideal. So let's move that down. Let's temporarily get rid of the paragraph tag. We have that. Okay, cool. We have that. Now, since we have that, let's just now put the paragraph tag back. Now, the paragraph tag is too big, I think. That's part of the problem. And the other thing that I want to do is say border radius, 50%. No, I want to start sliding this off to the side, which means I need to start providing some left and right values. Let's call it 200. Let's say minus 150 is still here, and let's say minus 200 here. So that has slid it off to the side a bit. It's not the right place, but it's off to the side, which is kind of what I want. Now we need to position it better. So the top needs to come down a bit, 140. Height's not high enough, 220. That looks okay. The right side needs to be less, so let's make this 150, 100, 110. That might be right. And then this needs to be much bigger. Let's call it 300. Let's call it 290. That looks right, surprisingly. And then I need another paragraph tag. So I need another paragraph tag. Okay, that one is in the wrong place. So let's margin. I don't know what it is, minus 250. It's not quite enough to 80. Might be right. 290 minus 150 and minus 110. That's all wrong. Oh, yeah. 110 minus 290. That actually is a match. I can get rid of a bunch of the selectory stuff I was doing up here. Don't need that. No pixels to replace. What else can I clean up? These margin statements are long. I don't know if I can really do anything with percentages there. Let's try 70%. Yeah, not gonna matter. It is gonna matter. All right, let's play. 90, 190, 150, 140. That actually might be right. I don't know if it saved me a character or not. That one has a minus behind it, so that space is going to go away anyway. I don't think it's going to be shorter if I try to percentage. Yeah, it's not going to be a single digit. These are all negative numbers except for this one, which my minus 150. I don't know what it is. It's sort of minus 50%. 90. I think it's still too far down. I don't know why minus 190 works, but it seems to. Didn't save me a character though. So let's put it back. 32Q I already have. Let's try. Yeah, I think the background trick is not going to work replacing the, whoops, what did I do? I think that's not going to work. Yeah, I can already see that peeking through there. Anything else? Probably. I don't know. We're going to call that better and submit. Okay. That's probably it. Thanks for watching. Bye.